Well, he's an award-winning journalist and author. We're talking about Fox News anchor Bret Baier. The best-selling author of 3 Days in Moscow is releasing his latest book, 3 Days at the Brink, FDR's daring gamble to win World War II. And joining me right now, live from Washington, is Bret Baier. Good morning to you, Bret.
Good morning, Sharon.
Congratulations on this new book. And I just want to know, why did you choose this meeting in 1943 as the subject of your next book in this series?
Well, I tell you, this book is, it happens at a moment in the war, World War II, when it really was at the brink. The Allies could have lost. We were losing in Europe. Hitler was on the march. Things were not going great in the Pacific. And at this moment, the leaders, the big three, which is FDR, Churchill, and Stalin, designed to have this secret meeting in Tehran, and they plan D-Day. And obviously, Operation Overlord, as it was known, became the moment that changes the dynamic. So that meeting, that conference in Tehran, largely overlooked in the big scheme of looking back at World War II. And that's why I used those 3 days to kind of frame this book.
Fascinating time in history. And did you uncover anything that surprised you?
Yeah, you know, we spent a lot of time at the FDR Library in Hyde Park, the Churchill Diaries and Library in London, even some Russian documents from Stalin's writings. And what surprised me was the interaction of the three. The fact that FDR bends over backwards to really get Stalin on his side, and sometimes to the detriment, or Churchill is not happy about it. He feels like a jilted lover at this conference because he knows that Stalin is an authoritarian dictator who killed millions of people, but they need to get him on the side in order to win the war.
I understand that you have a young reader edition for middle school students, and there's also going to be a contest. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I'm really excited. You know, I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. So at the same time this book comes out, a young reader's edition comes out. So they can read it. And I just think history is sometimes getting lost in our schools. So we're doing a contest where we're going to give the big book and the young readers edition to 2 schools, libraries in each state across the country. And you can sign up on the website.
That's wonderful. Have you thought about doing a 4th book in the series?
I don't know if I'm going to think about another 3 days. I did Eisenhower first, 3 days in January, Reagan second, 3 days in Moscow, and then this goes back to the beginning. So it's the beginning of the Cold War, the middle with Eisenhower, the end of the Cold War with Reagan. I don't know, Sharon. I'll take another 3-day suggestion. Just let me have it.
We'd love to see it. We'd love to see it. And covering some news this morning, some sad news, political news. Representative Elijah Cummings died this morning, and he was a key figure in the Trump impeachment inquiry. Do we know where it's going to go now?
Well, I tell you, it's a big loss and a surprise for a lot of people up here. And you can see it in the outpouring of support. The conservative Republican Mark Meadows, who's on that committee, saying he was just heartbroken this morning. It's going to continue, obviously. Carolyn Maloney is the ranking Democrat on that committee, oversight committee. We'll see what House Speaker Pelosi decides. But even the president just putting out a statement wishing his condolences. The flags all over Washington, Sharon, flying at half-mast here. Yeah,
definitely. He will be missed. Thank you, Bret, once again, and congratulations on 3 days at the Brink.
Thank you very much.
And Bret Baier is the anchor of Fox News Channel's Special Report with Bret Baier. His latest book, 3 Days at the Brink, goes on sale October 22nd. He'll be here in Atlanta next Thursday for a book signing at the Carter Center.